What comes to mind when you think of Mecum auctions? The pounding of the gavel, the electricity of the room, rolling history crossing the block, cars, trucks, and oh yeah, motorcycles. Because wherever Mecum goes, motorcycles follow. But once a year, motorcycles take center stage. I'm Laurette Nicoll, and as a motorcyclist myself, I invite you to take a closer look at some of the collections heading to Mecum, Las Vegas. For many of us, our first taste of riding began in the dirt. Fittingly, our first collection dives into the golden era of dirt biking. Think Steve McQueen, Malcolm Smith, and the raw sound of two-stroke engines. These machines defined an era, shaped off-road racing, and ignited a lifelong passion for riding. And this is just the beginning.
My name is Bob Megdahl, and this is the Mega Collection. From my last name is Megdahl, so it's Mega Collection. The majority of my bikes are the late 60s and mid 70s and really 74, because 1974 was the first year I really got involved with riding motocross bikes. And now I'm 67 years old, and actually I am living back my youth today. I ride motocross, not with these bikes, with a new bike. These bikes that I have right here, I've never ridden. They're too nice. Some of these bikes are in as-is condition as they came off from the factory. Some were rebuilt, and some are just low hours. And some of these bikes I have because they look cool. It had really nothing to do about why I wanted it, because it just looked beautiful. To me, it was like Mona Lisa, but on two wheels. It took a lot of years to find them because a lot of these bikes are very rare. There was only 10 of those bikes built, and that was to honor Marty Smith. I have a lot of pride in these things, and I took care of them for 35 years. They're going to find these bikes at Mecum. The reason why I'm selling these bikes, it's time. I have Parkinson, and I want to be able to see them go when I still can. And I'd like to make sure that I can have someone else feel like I felt, because honestly, these bikes was therapy for me. When I had a bad day, I used to go downstairs here and just look at the bikes, made me smile.
Bob's passion for motorcycles is unmistakable, and his collection reflects a lifetime spent in the sport. Now we shift gears from the dirt to the racetrack as we dive into the world of road racing.
My name is Ian McLean. I am one of Bob McLean's sons. My father was a club racing motorcycle racer. After he stopped riding, he became a team owner in the United States. Then he turned his attention over to Europe, started World Championship Motorsports with Peter Clifford, won the British Grand Prix in the late 80s, and ran for multiple years in the Grand Prix Championship. Ultimately, my father retired in 2005. Over the years, he collected many motorcycles. He was very proud of these bikes. The Honda 6 is a really unique motorcycle. A Honda replica of the 1967 297cc two-stroke, six-cylinder Honda. Now, this is a replica motorcycle, which was built by George Beale, who's a legendary British tuner. And Honda gave him the blueprints, which was unheard of in the day. So the recreation of that incredible engineering from 1967, 297cc two-stroke six-cylinder, that's pretty unique. My father is the original owner of the motorcycle, bought it directly from George Beale. Addressed to Mr. Robert McLean, Wilson, Wyoming. Dear Bob, we have the pleasure to announce that we are now in a position to begin the manufacture of the Honda 6 replica. We expect to deliver your motorcycle in approximately 2 years. I have enclosed our invoice to cover the second payment. Yours sincerely, George Beale. There were 10 made. We believe this is the only one in the United States. The 82 Kawasaki. This motorcycle was rebuilt from the bikes that Cork Ballington raced in 1982. Cork was an amazing rider and rode for my father, not on the Kawasaki, but on Hondas. I think that was the appeal for my father. I don't believe that this bike actually was raced. The Mondial is a unique motorcycle, the Italian motorcycle, but a really unique bike. Must have been something to throw your leg over that thing with those skinny tires. I think once you get into the paddock and you go to races and the hair is standing up in the back of your neck, and I don't know, it just gets in your blood. You just love racing. You know, if there's a green flag in a turn one, you know, let's go. So my dad just loved motorcycles. He loved to race them. He loved to ride them. So this was his way of holding on to what he did. Now, with my father having passed away, been looking for ways to reduce the collection. So we're going to put a few of these bikes through an auction with Mecum. He was proud of these motorcycles, and I think he would hope that somebody else would cherish them as much as he did.
That Honda 6 replica brings back one of the most uniquely engineered motorcycles of all time. Honda gave master motorcycle builder George Beale access to the original blueprints. This allowed a very limited number of replicas, a rare move for any manufacturer. Another Honda 6 replica recently sold for over $500,000, so all eyes are turning to Las Vegas. Our next collector is a familiar face here at Mecum, and his collection represents the sheer volume and variety that Mecum brings.
It's a beautiful collection. I'm going to pass it on through the Mecum auction. Someone else will enjoy this collection as much as I did, I hope. My name is Leroy Mitzel, and I'm a motorcycle enthusiast, all brands. We're here today at one of my locations, and we've got 250 motorcycles in here. And it started out Mitzel Builders Collection in 1977. We started out with cars, and we end up with 59 cars. And we always had a corner for a bike. Finally, I decided, well, if I get rid of a car, I can put 4 motorcycles where 1 car goes. So the cars started to go bye-bye slowly. But the motorcycle collection, our total collection, is 500 and some motorcycles. Somebody always asks me, what's my favorite? I always tell them, well, the one I'm standing next to is my favorite. It's like if you have 12 kids, what's your favorite kid? I ride various motorcycles. It's a passion of my life, and I will continue to ride as long as I can, you know. And I'm 76 years old now, still riding well. I started with a Honda 50. It's back here in the collection. It's up here on the hoist. My first motorcycle was a 1962 Honda 50 is what I started riding with. In this building here alone, there's about 120 Hondas, and then there's all brands. I've enjoyed this collection very, very much. It's a passion. There's always something that needs to be done on them, either oil changes or batteries or something. Documentation is always important. You know, these motorcycles, we go back. Who would ever believe we buy a motorcycle in 1962 or 63 and we're here today and we're collecting these bikes? I've got bikes that go back now 1911, 1908. I know the bike's going to outlive me. Keep as much documentation as I can. I'm going to pass it on through the Mecum auction. Someone else will enjoy this collection as much as I did, I hope. Let someone else have them and enjoy it as much as I have. Mecum, they put a lot of time and effort They do a fantastic job. When you look at all the marketing they do, they really go out of their way for us. And this is a hell of a collection. You're not just going to take some fly-by-night auction. They're professional. That's what brings people. People come from all over the world. Heading through Las Vegas, it's a beautiful collection. We've enjoyed it. Hopefully everybody else does too.
Behind every remarkable motorcycle at Mecum, there's a team working tirelessly to find, authenticate, and prepare it for the auction stage. To help me tell the next two stories, I'm joined by Greg Arnold, the director of the motorcycle division. Greg has spent years in the world of motorcycles, and his expertise helps bring these incredible machines to Mecum auctions worldwide. He begins in Spokane, Washington, with a collection defined by unmistakable big twin power.
We're here in Spokane, Washington. We have an eclectic collection of Harley-Davidson motorcycles. This collection covers a range of 61 and 74 cubic inch Harley-Davidsons, spanning from 1934 to 2003, including flatheads, knuckleheads, panheads, shovelheads, and even a custom V-rod. These motorcycles have been acquired over a period of some years by their owner. His intention was to collect what he liked with the aim of restoring some that needed it, further customizing others, and adding performance modifications to some as well. The result is an eclectic assortment of Harley-Davidson big twins, now ready to be enjoyed by others. How did you begin to start collecting motorcycles? Have you always been a motorcycle enthusiast?
I've always rode bikes all my life, and 76 was my first Harley. Fell in love with it, and that's all I wanted to do was ride motorcycles. Love being on the road more than anything. And after that, I just had to start getting the old bikes. I mean, it's just been my life, and it's been collecting and enjoying that whole process and working on them and, modifying them or customizing them and or restoring them, whatever it happens to be. I've always loved Harley-Davidson all my life. I just love the sound of them, love the feel of them. What is it, 17 Harleys and a Honda. Why do I have a Honda? I looked up on the side of the road and pulled over to come back and look at it, and I made an offer and they took it, and I came home with a Honda and didn't know what I was going to do with it. But I just love the little bikes. This is a 1962 Dual-Glide Panhead. I found it in a barn. This lady was selling it because her husband had passed away. He was a World War II fighter pilot, and he was the original owner. So I took all the original parts off and then got new tin for it and paint for it, and then painted it so I could ride it around, and it became a daily rider. Really runs good, easy to start. It's a hard one to part with. But I'm keeping my riding bike.
So now what?
Now it's the auction,
Right.
Going to Mecum auction and see what happens. And I really want these bikes out on the road. It'd be great to have people buy them. They're going to take them out and show them off and, ride them around, and they all run. And I'm not going to ride 20 bikes. So
Yeah.
it's just, I've still got my rider. And
Yeah, as long as you can, like the rest of it.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Craig, thank you for sharing your story and your collection with us.
you're welcome, but I appreciate the way you've respected my place and respected my bikes. And just the interaction with Mecum has been really good. And I've never felt pushed or I've never felt uncomfortable with any of this stuff.
Well, thanks again.
You're
We
welcome.
really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Here in North Carolina, this collection consists mainly of British motorcycles, differing from some of the other collections that we've reviewed.
He was very passionate about his motorcycles.
The motorcycles appeared with some regularity, 180 odd. I'm Rebecca McEnally. I am the widow of Richard Wolcott McEnally, a lifelong collector of motorcycles. He loved to find them, to win them in auction, to restore them. To the best of my knowledge, with a couple of exceptions, he never sold one. Once he had it, he kept it. These were like children. He was passionate about it.
I'm Mark Phillips from New Bern, North Carolina. A dear friend, Richard McEnally, I helped him for about 6 years, pretty steady on this motorcycle collection. And I enjoyed every minute of it, trust me. We went through all them motorcycles. 2 hours every afternoon, Monday through Thursday, and 6 hours on Saturday. We did take breaks and go buy a few, bring them back down here.
He was always checking the Mecum auctions, so he'd know if there was something there he wanted. It was so exciting to watch him. He'd get excited before his motorcycle that he hoped to win came across the stage, and it was so exciting to watch him.
His real passion was unrestored low-mileage motorcycles.
I know he loved England. I know he loved being there. We were there quite a lot together and frequently going to motorcycle museums.
I didn't really know that much about nothing but Harleys and Triumphs and VSAs till I met him, and these AJSs and Velocets and stuff like that I never even heard of. He educated me a lot. I had good knowledge of mechanicals. Plus I owned Harleys myself all my life. And he bought me a set of handlebars. I plated them, and when he come back he said, "You don't know nobody that's retired that wants to work about 12 hours a week." And about a week later I rode there and walked through the front door, and a little inset, and there's a restored Norton. I said, wow.
Richard was a university professor. He had mountains of paperwork.
He had manuals on everything, but he knew the parts. He got oodles of parts. We spent some time getting everything working on. Like I say, he was pretty thorough, very thorough. He enjoyed them. He had a passion for motorcycles. I'm also glad that they'll be in hands of other people that had the same passion. Keep them up, keep them going for the next generation of people.
From all-American big twin power to the unmistakable style of British classics. Each bike tells a story of innovation, passion, and the people who shaped two-wheel history. And once a year, all of those stories come together in one place, at the world's largest vintage and antique motorcycle auction in Las Vegas. I'm Laurette Nicoll. Join us in Las Vegas as these stories roll across the auction block.